we are still not just getting by. We're living life that we want to right now. We travel and we go out to eat and we have fun, and we're saving for the future. So I just really am passionate about getting that message out. It's not hopeless for teachers. You really can build wealth.
Welcome to the Teacher Money Show, the podcast dedicated to helping teachers navigate your unique financial challenges and unlock your financial superpowers. I'm your host, Sean Morgan, a full-time teacher. That's right, I teach every day just like you, and personal financial coach. And I'm here to help every teacher, whether you're a seasoned teacher looking for fresh insights or a new educator navigating your first paycheck, to have a richer wallet, classroom, and life. The contents of this podcast are informational in nature and are not legal or tax advice, and neither I nor my guests are engaged in the provision of legal, tax, or any other advice. You should not act upon this information without first seeking appropriate advice from an accountant, financial planner, lawyer, or other professional. I'm so excited to have Eric on our show today. Eric has a wealth of knowledge for us. He began his career as a junior high physical education teacher. He is now an instructor of education at a small private college in Illinois. He co-authored TLDR, Financial Literacy for Illinois Teacher Retirement System members with Carl Fisk in 2021. And he has given numerous presentations about pensions and retirement accounts for teachers. He has a YouTube channel, Teacher Money Coach, and he features videos about all things money. He loves spending time with his wife, who is a high school teacher and has 4 young children. So we've got a teacher, married to a teacher, interested in money. Naturally, I had to have Eric come on the show. Welcome to the show, Eric.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited for this.
I can't wait to talk to you. And I apologize. I did not know who you were, but I'd heard of Carl. His name comes first on the book, I guess. I don't know what to say about that, but I didn't even realize that you had co-authored the book with him, and I apologize about that. But when I heard that you had co-authored it, I was really interested.
Yeah, no, of course. Carl has way more notoriety than I do, so it's natural that you'd heard his name and not my name. Yeah, but I was very fortunate to be able to work with Carl for the Illinois version. So he originally did the Colorado version, and then the guys at 403B Wise kind of prompted him to branch out, and so I reached out to Carl, and we worked together for the Illinois version.
Okay, so he has done multiple versions for different states, and you helped him with the Illinois version specifically.
That's right. I think there is over 25, maybe greater than 30 different versions. So I was a part of the Illinois version, and he's worked with numerous other people in other states.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. Why I didn't even know that his original version was for Colorado. Shows what I know about the project. But I knew that he has this too long didn't read series, I guess, just to help teachers navigate their pension. So that is not what we're talking about today. But I'm just interested how you went from doing that, or if you started with money coaching for teachers and then got involved in that. How did you get into helping teachers with money? Since you started out in physical education, now you're into financial education. What did that look like?
Yeah, it's kind of a strange connection. I don't know. I've always been interested in money. When I was teaching, my wife and I, we listened to Dave Ramsey, and so we were interested in doing well with our money, becoming financially literate. And then at some point, I kind of grew past Dave Ramsey. So I was just looking to see what else was out there, and I found the 403B Wise Facebook group and the podcast Teach and Retire Rich, and so I started listening to that, and really just absorbed as much information as I possibly could. Then I heard Carl talk about his book, and so I reached out to him. And so really the book, or the collaboration with Carl, was really kind of the first thing that I did. And then from that, I started branching out and did presentations on the Illinois pension, and have continued to do other presentations for retirement accounts. And it was pretty recently where I started doing videos, but I'm really just looking to do as much as I can to get the word out there to teachers who I feel are very underserved and taken advantage of in a lot of sense with their finances. So I want the info out there, and I'm trying to do it any way I can.
I feel that got the same heart as you do, just the teachers aren't getting what they need and they're getting taken advantage of as a result. So we got to get the message out to help as many teachers as possible. And I always say to have a richer wallet classroom in life, but it's the same idea, just trying to help teachers out when it comes to their finances is huge.
Yes, I love your message.
So today we want to talk specifically about the advantages or the benefits of having a dual teacher income. So just diving right into that, what are the primary advantages of having a two teacher income, and how does that contribute to your financial well-being?
Yeah, so the dual income it's kind of a game changer. Honestly, if I was a single parent or single teacher, I honestly don't know how they get by. It's kind of amazing. But when we have the two incomes, at least for us, it has provided some margin where we're not scraping every single penny together just to get by. Of course, teachers, in my opinion, don't get paid what they should, but when you add the two salaries together, then it's okay. We live a nice middle class lifestyle. Of course, we watch our money fairly carefully, and we try to make informed decisions on our values. But we have enough where we can live the life that we want to now and be preparing for the future. uh, with teachers, there isn't a ton of ways to make extra money, but there are ways that you can. So, so I'm an instructor at a college now, but when I was a teacher, both my wife and I, we had additional stipends. So we looked for ways to increase our income. Both of us had master's degrees, so we moved up on the pay scale. So we were really just conscious about doing everything that we could to increase our salary. And that was a really big deal for us. At least in the school district that we taught in, having an advanced degree is a difference of like over $6,000 per year. So that's a significant difference. And with both of us having that, we really were able to push our income up. So if you're doing it on your own, it's going to be really, really challenging. But the two incomes together, even though they're not huge, it does provide enough. And that's really one of my main messages. Even with two teacher salaries and a large family, we have 4 kids who are young and in daycare, and that's expensive. We are still not just getting by. We're living life that we want to right now. We travel and we go out to eat and we have fun, and we're saving for the future. So I just really am passionate about getting that message out. It's not hopeless for teachers. You really can build wealth.
Yeah, I think that's really important. And, you know, you don't have to have two incomes to build wealth. I want to make that clear. I mean, I have my first 8 years of being married. I was the only provider because my wife was staying home with the kids, and it's possible we were able to put some money by, able to invest in some real estate and things like that. So, don't get discouraged if you don't have two incomes, but having a second income and a second teacher income specifically can have some added benefits itself, beyond just having a second income in your
Sure.
house. So are there any specific things that like strategies or tips that you'd recommend for couples that have a dual teacher income to really maximize that benefit?
Yeah, sure. So with teachers, you have access to multiple retirement accounts. So at least for us in Illinois, we have 403Bs and 457s. And 457s, I don't know that every teacher would have access to one, but they're more and more common. Um, there are maybe some pitfalls that you want to watch out for, especially in that 403B. But you have lots of different options to stock money away, and you can put a lot of money away. Me personally, or my family, we prioritize our Roth IRA first. And so we do that because of we control everything. It's the rock bottom fees. We go through Vanguard, and we love that. But in addition to that, we have a 457 through the state of Illinois, which is good. It's not great, but it's a pretty solid account. And then if we wanted to, if we had enough where we were stocking away more than the IRA and the 457 limits, then we'd have access to the 403B. If you are doing the 403B, you should make sure that you're in with a company that has low fees. That the 403B landscape is littered with companies that charge honestly ridiculous fees, and it's really tough to get out of them. So you want to really make sure that you're informed and making good decisions with the 403b. But there's just all these different accounts that you can use, and you can use them all simultaneously. And so that's kind of an advantage for teachers. In Illinois, the pension is it's decent. So newer teachers get less than older teachers, but it's part of it. And so with two teachers on the pension, if you were career teachers and you teach your entire career, you're going to end up with a pretty solid pension, probably somewhere around 75% of your final salary. And if you have two of those, you have basically a guaranteed income that provides you a really, really good baseline in retirement. And honestly, with two pensions, it will probably take care of all of your needs. Having said that, we never put all of our eggs in one basket. Honestly, we save as if the pension is not going to be there at all. And we fully expect for it to be there. But if something catastrophic were to happen, we don't want all of our eggs in the Illinois pension, which is underfunded. So we aggressively save in the retirement accounts. Again, I prioritize that Roth IRA and then into the other accounts.
Yeah, I love to talk about the options that teachers have. I mean, between a 403b, a 457, most likely you have access to an HSA because that's the way everyone's going, and then
Yep.
an IRA. One teacher can put away the entire median teacher salary per year. So if you have two teachers, you can together put away the entire median salary each. That means that you could put into tax advantage accounts like $100,000 as
Yep.
dual income teachers. Now, is it possible that you are making that much money as a teacher? Yes, I doubt it, but it's possible that you could put
Right.
that much money aside, which just shows that the power you have if you can generate income, because you can put your teacher money into those kinds of things. If you can generate income on the side, then you can live off of that money while your teacher income is just going straight into those accounts. And I also love what you said about just the double pension. Really is like if you can make it to that pension, and that pension's there and funded the way it should be, like that's going to really support you pretty handily. And then just whatever you have on top of that's going to be gravy. You could be living a way more lavish life in retirement as a teacher if you play your cards right. But of course, you don't want to keep your eggs in the pension basket like you were saying.
For sure. Yeah, well, we're positive that the pension will be there and it will be fine. But in our minds, we're just saying, we're gonna save as if it's not, and that's all just gravy. Like I said, on top of that, and we can live a really fantastic retirement life with all that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, we talked about some advantages. Are there some problems that teachers might encounter with dual incomes, or just two teachers, right? Something that they need to look out for as they're navigating their financial life with two teacher salaries?
Yeah, honestly, I don't think there's that much in my mind. Um, there one thing that did come up when we had our first child. We had twins to begin with, so we dove in head first. But when we had to add them to our insurance, it was kind of shocking to us. And so just being aware of insurance options when you add any family to your insurance, every school district is different. However, it's fairly common for school districts to pay at least most, if not all, of the insurance for the employee. But when you add anyone to that, the premiums really, really skyrocket. And so when we had our kids, we were at the same district, and our premiums honestly just went through the roof. And there for a while, we're like, we're not sure how we're going to make this work. It wasn't terribly long after that when I had this new opportunity and was able to move to the college setting. And the insurance was actually way, way, way better at my new location. And so we saved honestly hundreds of dollars in insurance premiums every single month by having the kids on my insurance rather than the insurance through the school. So that's definitely something that teachers should be aware of. If you're adding anyone to your insurance at a school, then it's probably going to be incredibly expensive for you to do that. Besides that, I think, there's so many benefits for being in education that I think it's really a wonderful life for a married couple to both be teachers and live just a great life that you are enjoying every single day.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I can't think of many pitfalls. The only thing I would, but this is for anybody, not just teachers. Like, don't live to the extent of your double means, right? Because if something happens and one of you has to stop, teaching, and one of you has to step away, or like you get sick and you just can't work, then you're stuck with a lifestyle that's dependent on two incomes. But if you can keep your lifestyle, within the means of a single income, then, if that happens, you'll be fine. But when it doesn't happen, you really are able to rack up that uh, those investments. So that's the only thing I could think of. And I was just wanting to pick your brain on if there's anything else teachers might need to be aware of.
Yeah, no, and you're absolutely right. That's true whether you're two teachers or whatever professions you go in. If you are completely dependent on the two incomes and it would, break you financially if something were to happen, then you are putting yourself in a precarious position. So it's true for teachers and nurses and whatever else. You just gotta be aware of that.
Absolutely. So we have this dual income thing. We just kind of hinted at it right now, but how can you use this dual income to really, hit your financial goals, whether that's investing for retirement or paying off debt or trying to become a homeowner? Like what are some things that teachers can use to leverage that second income?
Yeah, and you mentioned it before that you were able to live off your income. We were never able to live off one income. We were always we combine everything, and so we don't really separate out in our minds. But it would have been awesome for us to put one salary to investments or saving for house or whatever. We were never able to do that as a good goal. But like I mentioned before, we did have that breathing room, that margin, so that the two incomes together allowed us to really plan strategically. We were able, even with little kids, to buy a house. And we've moved a couple times since then. We aggressively saved for retirement. We live in the now. I mean, we like to travel. We like to have fun right now. So we spend a decent amount of money now, but we're just very intentional about everything that we do. So it's none of it's rocket science. We watch where our money's going. We try and prioritize what we value, and we try and not spend in areas that we don't really value. It's nothing special about teaching. We're just very intentional, and we tell our money exactly where we want it to go. I think that's kind of just a smart financial decision, no matter what position, no matter what profession you're in, is to be very intentional. Watch your money, tell it where to go. Don't let it just slip through your fingers and disappear into thin air.
Yeah, that's really good advice to be intentional. And to clarify, when I was living on a single teacher salary, it was not comfortable.
Yeah.
It was very, very tight. And I was side hustling as well. So it was teacher salary plus side hustle plus other side hustle plus, just scrimping and saving and trying our best not to run out of money every single month.
Yep.
So like we weren't doing any of the live in the now type of things that you're talking about. So having um, that second salary really can make a difference in the quality of your life. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't want to discourage anyone that only has one salary with a family, but that's less and less common these days anyway. Uh,
Sure.
so, well, we've kind of talked about this already, but um, can we just go through again how teachers with two incomes can really plan for retirement? So we've got pensions, we've got retirement account options. Like, what is your advice for planning for retirement with uh, dual teacher incomes?
I think the number one thing that I would recommend is understand your pension. And they can be fairly complex, which is why Carl set out on that mission to educate the Colorado teachers so they could actually understand what's going on. And then I, hopped in many, many other states now. But it's really important to understand what your pension is going to be in retirement. So most states have different tiers. So that means the payouts are going to be different. Retirement ages are going to be different. Some states, like Illinois, where I live, we don't have Social Security, so it's all the pension. Many states do have some kind of Social Security / pension. So you really, really need to know what your pension is going to be like. Therefore, you can make an informed decision on how much you need to save elsewhere. So like for Illinois teachers, like I said, the pension is going to be probably somewhere close to 75% of your final salary. And if you have two of those, then you're sitting pretty. Um, but if you're in another state that the pension is not as good, and so you're going to have some pensions, some Social Security, you really probably need to be very, very intentional about using the retirement accounts because you're going to be funding most of your retirement instead of the pension funding most of your retirement. Once you understand that, you can make those informed decisions. Make sure you're in good quality investments within your retirement accounts with the low fees. I believe teachers with pensions should, or maybe not should, but in my philosophy is, since the pension is, I view that as like kind of the fixed income part of the portfolio, that allows you to be very, very aggressive in the investment portion. So us personally, we are 100% stocks and index funds, and we are very comfortable with the volatility that comes with it because of the pension is very safe and it's not going to be volatile. So we really prioritize that growth. Now, teachers need to be able to sleep at night. So if 100% stocks is going to keep you awake because of volatility, because of the potential big drops, then don't do that. Do what's ever going to be comfortable for you, and you can sleep at night. Target date funds might be a great option because, as you get closer to your retirement age, it will get more conservative for you. But just figure out, what you're comfortable with, and really try to be as aggressive as you can, because you're going to have that pension, Social Security, that is going to be kind of your safe portion of your portfolio.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I always talk about the pension being the safe portion of your portfolio, just like it's something that's there. It's the rock bottom. And, unlike Social Security, which is usually pretty low
Mm-hmm.
for most people, like this is going to be a large portion of your current income. So you will have that bedrock that
Yes.
you will most likely be able to survive upon if
Mm-hmm.
you make it to that pension. So, investing aggressively, even if you invest aggressively, but then pull back in the last 5 years or so, or you invest in a target date fund, but you put that 10 years past when you're going to retire or something like that.
Yes.
There are things you can do to just be slightly more aggressive because you have that lower pension, and I think that's fantastic advice because even if it drops close to your retirement, you just back away from touching
Yes.
that and you
Yep.
hang out on your pension, squeeze for a little bit, 1, 2, 3 years until it goes back up, and then you can start drawing from that and live that better, more lavish lifestyle that you're hoping for in retirement.
Yes.
That,
Totally
that's
agree.
fantastic
Mhm.
advice.
Yep.
Well, we are winding down. This has been a really fun conversation. I think that the power of dual income for teachers, especially two teachers. I mean, we didn't even get to the other like benefits like having summers off together, right? To
Yes.
be able to go
Yes.
travel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you know, can you think of any other extraneous benefits that dual income teachers might have because they are teachers specifically?
No, the schedule is worth noting. We get our summers off together. We usually get breaks off at least close to the same time. So Thanksgiving, Christmas. Now that we're not in the same school district, we have different spring breaks. But we have a ton of time together that most couples don't get together. So we haven't done a whole lot of side hustling. We're really focused on. We have young kids, so we're kind of in that stage of our life. But if we wanted to, we could absolutely use the summers to increase our income, do side hustles. We do try to travel. It's pretty awesome being on that schedule that has such a long break in the summer where we don't have to take vacation time. We just, if we want to go somewhere, that's what we do. We don't have to ask for time off. It's really wonderful.
Yeah, like I said, it's just the double teacher thing is great. My wife is not a teacher, so during the summer, like I took the kids to go visit family and she was working, and that was kind of a bummer. So having that second teacher, so that way you can both, travel at the same time without taking time off, is something that cannot be overstated
Yes.
as an amazing benefit that teachers get. All right, with our time wrapping up, then I have just two more questions for you. The first question I ask all my guests is, what is your number one tip for teachers to have a richer wallet, classroom, and life?
Yeah, so I really think it's important to live the life that you want to live now. We're never guaranteed tomorrow. If you're not enjoying your life now, then you're just going to be kind of miserable. So don't wait to do the stuff that you like. Go on trips, go on adventure, uh, do really awesome things, live an incredible life. But the only way to do that is by being intentional. You can't have everything. So you do need to pick and choose and figure out what is really important and valuable to you and cut out the rest so you're able to do those things. Teachers don't make enough to do everything. But you can do what's valuable to you. So don't wait. I mean, do it. Live the life that you want to live right now. And the could you save maybe a little bit more for retirement without doing some of these exciting things? Sure, but stuff happens. You might not get to enjoy that money in retirement for whatever reason. So be intentional, plan for the future, but also live life now.
I love it. There's a balance, right? There's a
Yes.
richer wallet and a richer life component. You can't just prioritize one over the other, or you're going to have problems down the road.
Yep.
We're a crummy life right now, right? So
Yes.
that's beautiful advice. Okay, let's say a teacher wants to, keep hearing you talking about great teacher money tips. How can they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so on Facebook, I have a group. It's called the Teacher Money Club. So I try to generate conversation there, post my YouTube videos, which my YouTube channel is called Teacher Money Coach. So I'm really trying hard to do about a weekly video, sometimes every couple of weeks. But I'm really having fun with that. And I'm trying to keep them short and informational and actionable. I'm trying to do Instagram. It's Teacher Money Coach on Instagram. So you can find me on Instagram if you'd rather do that than Facebook. Also, I have an email, teachermoneycoach@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. I love to connect with people. I love talking about this stuff. I love doing presentations. So I do presentations on the Illinois pension, but also on teacher retirement accounts. So I would love to hear from anybody who shares the interest.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Eric. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me, Sean.
If you'd like to come on the podcast for coaching, to share an expert opinion, or just to talk about a topic you think is relevant, I'd love to talk to you. Just fill out the form at teachermoneyshow.com/guest. I look forward to talking with you.